So we're looking at exercise 1. We have a sketch solution from earlier with a front view, a plan view, and a right-hand side view. These are placed on the opposite sides to where they're viewed from. So if this is our front view, our top view is looking down from on top. It's placed beneath the front view. Our right-hand side view is looking in from the right-hand side and placed to the left of the front view. This is because we're using first angle projection. So this is the solution here in AutoCAD of the sketch, or the repetition of the sketch, the first drawing in AutoCAD. So we might start from scratch again. This is where we're trying to get to, where we did get to in class. So let's escape. So let's start a new drawing. New. And we're going to use the ACAD ISO template. So let's say open to that. We're going to do a save as to give it a name. Save as. And this is, we'll just call this exercise 1. There's one that was called, the previous one was called exercise, so this is called exercise 1. Very good. We've just opened the template. So we're going to add a layer for our construction lines. So we have our layer manager, click on new layer, and we'll call it construction. CTION, construction, and we'll change the color of it to red. And we'll say OK. And we'll also click on it to make it current. That means that anything we create is going to happen on the current layer. Yeah, double click there. So it shows up here which layer is current. So now I need a construction line. So it's not one of the first. I have to expand the panel there and find construction line. Construction line, very good. So let's say we're interested in the height of the object. So we'll draw a horizontal construction line to link our two views. So the object, if we look at the Moodle instructions, has a height of 35 millimeters. So we'll offset that up by 35 millimeters. Offset. Let's draw offset. Yeah. So we want a distance of 35 millimeters. So key in 35, and then pick the object to offset and offset it up 35. Okay, we're zoomed fairly far out. Hit escape and zoom in a little. Yeah. So the width of the object, we need a vertical construction line to share the width of the object information. So construction line again, and just draw a vertical construction line. Yeah, press enter, and the width of the object is given to us as 30, so we'll use offset and a distance of 30. Here goes. Okay. So our front view or elevation can be landed in here. We've got to decide some distance over to put the right hand side view on the left hand side because we're in first angle projection. So we could draw another construction line, a vertical construction line. Whatever we think is a suitable position. Yeah. And the depth of the object that we'll see in this is 20. So back to the offset tool, key in a distance of 20, offset this distance 20. Now we'd like maybe to use the same gap between our two views here. So we'll use the offset tool to capture that distance and create the same gap down to placing the top view. So repeating the offset command again, offset, and we want to use this distance, the depth of the object, to place the second construction line. Yeah. So now we could have a construction line that shows us the 45 degrees that shares the information between these two views. So let's put in that. This time we might use array, which is a construction line that just goes in one direction. So start it there and land it there. Now, all the time we're seeing the object snaps pop up with green crosses maybe to show an intersection or whatever the particular icon is, but it shows us that there's object snapping going on and we're getting precise geometry. So in the front view, let's draw some lines. Well, we don't want to draw lines until we're on the outline or layer 0. Yeah, and now we'll draw some lines. So the left hand side of the object is the full height, so, and the base is the full width. So I can draw that much of the front view. The top view completely fills the base. There's no cutouts obvious in the top view, although we see different areas. So we're looking down, we see 3 different cyan panels. They are there. So the front view, let's go back to the front view. The side comes up a distance of 10. So using direct entry, we can just key in that distance 10 and press enter. And then it comes across by a distance of 10, so we can key in that distance 10 while we're dragging horizontally and press enter, and we have the 10 across. And then it goes all the way up to the top. So it's offering us an intersection there with an object tracking vertical green dotted temporary construction line from the previous point, and then across the top to close. So those are the lines that outline the top view, the front view and the top view. So the top has a step in here, and it's actually 10 down, though we're missing that. So we're missing that dimension. So we'll give it 10 here and offset this down 10. Okay. So we could add more construction lines if we liked, but we could draw a line to represent this step in the top view. Now I'm not clicking, I'm just tracking. Now I'm clicking, yeah. So I used object tracking to drag this position down with a temporary green construction line. Okay. And the one last thing then is the third and highest screen panel is 5 millimeters. So we could try to draw a line there, but it might be easiest to use the offset tool. Press in 5 and press enter. Start the offset tool again. 5 is the distance. So I pressed 5, keyed in 5 and enter, and then offset this down 5. Now this line is too long. We need to use a trim tool to cut it back. The trim tool has a very specific grammar. It needs objects or cutting edges first and then objects to be cut. So I'm going to pick this line as my cutting edge, press enter, and then pick this piece that I want to get rid of. So that's my top view complete. Now my side view, well, the base is the full width of the object, so let's draw the bottom of the side view, and the back of the object goes all the way to the top. Now if we're going to take this 5 information, we don't want to create it a second time, we could use the offset tool, offset, and just the distance from there to there as my offset distance, and then offset this down. And then I could also offset that across, so offset, and I accept the 5, pick this and offset it across. So that gives me the height, or the thickness, as we see, of this highest part of the part. So we could also do with a construction line to bring that distance across. So let's just do one more offset, and we're going to go through. So this is a different option, offset T for through. Select the object we want to offset, and we want to offset it through there. So now I can draw a few lines that are useful. So this object comes across and goes down and then goes across the full width of the part, and then down the outside. So that's the outline of the side view, the two purple panels in the instruction sheet. And finally we want a horizontal line here at the same height as this. So let's do that with a temporary construction line using object tracking. So the line command, so I'm going to hover on that and then drag across, and I'm getting a temporary construction line. And there's my intersection object snap. So that's precise geometry. Yeah. So if I wanted to check, is this distance the same from here to here and from here to here, I could use the distance command, just check that distance. Sorry, close, let's try that. I typed in DI, I thought DI for distance. Yeah. And so from here to here is 10 precisely, and from here to here is 10. Yeah, so the construction lines have worked in circle. So the last thing we wanted to do here was to put in some text. So I'll put in some multi-line text, and we'll pretend it's a title block and place it down here. And the most important thing about this is that it's first angle projection. And secondly, it's exercise 1. And thirdly is the date, so it's the 13th of October 2020. And I think I can hit escape then. Oh, yes, I want to save changes, yeah. Okay, so it saved it. So you could put your name in there in that piece of text as well. So now that's, I have of course not saved it once, which is bad policy. I should be saving it regularly. I have set the name of it and put it in a particular folder where I can get at it. So I should have been hitting that save every few minutes. And that's pretty much the story.